Good afternoon and welcome down here to the Dunedin Ice Stadium for today's match between the Dunedin Thunder and the West Auckland Admirals. I'm Aaron Bryant, joined here by Matt Whiffen. Thunder will be looking to bounce back from yesterday where they went down 7-3 to the Admirals, Matt.
Yeah, tough game for the Thunder to start the season, coming up against hot Admirals who had an amazing weekend last week against the Botany Swarm, scoring something like 20 plus goals in total. So to start the season with a team coming in with that kind of form is tough, but, you know, scoring 3 goals will make them a little bit happier than having nothing on the board.
Well, and traditionally the Thunder is a Sunday team, and a lot of times as an ex-player we used to play a lot, and we used to not really play well on the Saturday, come out hard on the Sunday. I'm not sure if that's because the opposition teams were out celebrating on Saturday night or they were worried about the flight that they had to catch, but we normally caught the teams on the hop. So the Thunder will be looking to do that. One thing I've noticed watching this season already, I know it's only 6 games old, but it's looking like more and more likely it's a West Auckland Stampede final, so Thunder will be looking to try and arrest the march of at least one of those teams.
Yeah, Thunder, after a disappointing season last year, pretty much starting fresh with new imports and returning players from overseas coming back, so it's a different team. And they want to sort of right the wrongs of last year with starting off well in the first round for them.
I think one thing you do say about the Stun team is it's quite young as I look out on the ice there. Even the more seasoned players of the team are young. We've got Joe Orr, Paris Hyde, who else have I noticed out there? Ben Roth, they're all quite youngsters. You look down the other end of their Admirals, they've got quite a lot of older players and it's really coming into play for them. You know, you look at someone like Nick Henderson or Rick Parry, Dale Harrop, Gareth McLeish, who was playing his 150th game last night, which for a league that's only just turned 10 years old and has about 15 games a season is quite impressive.
It's very impressive. I mean, I think I read that he was like a foundation player, started back in 2005. So for him to still be on the team all these years later is quite impressive. They've also got another player today bringing up a milestone. 100 games, I believe. Just trying to look that up. Nick Craig.
Well, Nick Craig's going to bring up his 100th game today.
Yeah.
But the other thing that the Admirals have done quite well is they've got those guys like Nick Craig and we'll just see his name, Gareth McLeish. But they've also got a bunch of more experienced players from around the league. You got Remy Sandoy and Rick Parry, who have both played ex-Thunder players for a long time. They were playing at the Admirals last year, although I think Remy was playing in Sydney. Dale Harrop returning from Australia, who was a stalwart of that Canterbury squad that's been a long time at the top. So a lot of experience on this team. Our officials today, I think we've got Chris Watson as the referee, Kyle Matthews as one of the linesmen, and I might get you to introduce the other one because I don't know his name.
I believe Tyler Hasselmore is one of the other linesmen there today.
Paris Hyde will line up against Henrik Anderson for the opening face-off of the match. Admirals win the draw. Blake Jackson passes cross ice to Nick Craig. Tries to clear the puck. Thunder keep it in there. Good forecheck. Good pressure by Paris Hyde. Something that's quite noticeable in Paris Hyde's game. Always strong forecheck. Admirals try and clear it up the ice. Thunder looking for an icing call. Icing's waved off, and we'll have a face-off in that end.
20 seconds in, that's the first whistle. And it'll be face-off for, well, just off to the left of starting goalie, which is Daniel Lee over there.
Harrop wins the draw. Admirals don't take it cleanly though. Backhanded in there. Harrop with the puck. Nicely passed behind. Shot. Save. Nick Henderson there looking to add to his tally from last night.
Yeah, just found an empty spot in the middle right in front of the goalie there. Couldn't get a clean shot though.
I think you have to say it's the second face-off the Admirals have won, but Thunder have done a good job of making sure they're not winning them clean. Time the Thunder come away with it. George Coslet tries to clear the puck. Tristan Darling gets it out of the zone. Coslet. Darling. Darling can only find the Admirals, have passed it back to George and said try again. Berzins skates it up ice. Admirals here with an opportunity. Henderson with the puck. Henderson skates it in. Henderson puts a shot. Saved by Daniel Lee.
Nice save by Daniel Lee there. Good look and the opportunity for Henderson as he was coming in towards the crease with basically no one in front of him but the goalie.
Thunder will have to be a bit careful there with some of those passes. A lot of no-look passes and passes ending up with the Admirals. And we saw there Henderson took advantage of that, going into the zone almost alone. There wasn't much pressure on him.
Yeah, just I think it was Bergens there, taking the puck up, leaving back unintended for a second there.
Thunder win the draw. Dixon, though, picks it up for the Admirals. Puts it straight back out in front. No one there to pick it up. Justin Daig now with the puck. Captain Justin Daig passes to Sandoy. Sandoy, Daig. Daig tries to find centre. Can't pick him up. Hopkins will clear the zone for the Thunder. Tyler Rooney now. Tyler Rooney enters the zone. Rooney, a New Zealand representative at one of the age group levels. Fighting for the puck in the corner there. Admirals will skate it around behind the net. Andy Hart, another one of the Admirals stalwarts. Tyler Rooney. Daig. Shot. Saved by Danny Lee. We've got a penalty coming up. Andy Hart with the puck. Admirals pull their goalie. Thunder touch the puck. And we will have the interference call. I haven't seen which Thunder players head into the box. Matt?
So that might be Pierre-Luc Colombe there, heading to the bench for that interference. Yes, it is. So early opportunity here for the Admirals with an extra man on the ice. Already looking like they've got some good possession going on deep in the Thunder zone there.
Admirals with the puck behind the net. Looking up ice, number 9 for the Admirals. Passes to Henderson. Anderson shot. Can't control the rebound there, Lee. Number 9 for the Admirals with the puck. Batani. Now picked up by Toth. Toth looking for an option. Shot. Saved by Lee. Toth there with a tricky wee play. Looked across to Anderson and shaping to pass and then fired a quick one.
Controlling the puck really well there straight away. The Admirals on the power play. Thunder didn't have any opportunities to get a turnover there and clear that puck at all. And it's only been 35 seconds into the power play for the Admirals.
Admirals with the puck. Daig drops it off. So 2 for the Admirals. Spiller back to Daig. Daig shoots. Blocked there by Hyde. Nice defensive effort there by Paris Hyde. Thunder captain always putting his body on the line. Toth, shot, rebound, puck's still loose in front. Spiller picks up the rebound. Hyde puts a lot of pressure on him. Doesn't let him settle. It's coming out though with the puck. It's coming out from the corner. Skating it in. Shot, saved by Daniel Lee. Daniel Lee definitely earning his biscuits tonight.
Certainly was. A lot of action and close there from the Admirals. Thunder managed to get the clear finally with the loose puck bouncing around.
Rick Parry takes advantage of the no trapezoid rule and goes to the corner and plays the puck. Shot. Not quite got all of that, Anderson. It sort of trickled away to the side. Admirals very impressive here with puck control at the moment. Anderson, Toth. Toth back to Anderson. Back into the centre. Can't control it. Nice replay there. Anderson went up front, shoots.
Penalty over for the Thunder. Back to full strength.
Bettini. Shot, save. Covers up the rebound. Thunder have got away with that, one would have to say, Matt. The Admirals put a lot of pressure on. And it was only really thanks to Daniel Lee that the Thunder came away from that penalty kill with no damage done to the scoreboard.
There was plenty of opportunities for the Admirals there on loose pucks in front of the net. Just unable to take advantage of any of those ones.
Benzins passes it around the boards. Not picked up there by number 71 for the Thunder. 75.
Great forechecking by the Admirals.
Hyde with the puck. Passes it up ice. Admirals into the zone. Costlet disrupts the play. Admirals will now have an opportunity. We're going to have a call here. Nick Craig Costlet takes a hooking call. Costlet is arguing quite strongly. I've never really seen a player win an argument though, Matt.
Craig was looking very, very good there. Just moving that puck around beautifully. Lost a few players and drew the penalty.
George Costlet will go to the box. Thunder are going to have to work on that discipline because otherwise it's going to be a very long night for them.
Defensive pairing of Easton Oliver and Dylan Devlin out there for the penalty kill for the Thunder.
Instead of an argument about who's in the box. Referee's talking to Tristan Dallin, not sure what about. Just confirming Tristan Dallin knows where the penalty box is. Yeah, it's over there. Yep, got that. Craig skates back. Thunder managed to clear the zone early. Craig's going to skate it out. Passes up ahead to Spiller. Back to Craig. Picked up by Ellis. Ellis drops it off for Henderson. Henderson with the puck. Henderson, nice flat pass. Looking for Ellis. Jackson with the puck. Pressure on there by Olivier. Comes out to the corner. Puck to Harrop. Harrop puts it across ice. Now we've got Greg Wilson. Going to skate it out of the zone. Going to skate it in. Tries to get a shot. Whiffs on the puck. Admirals will come back the other way. Thunder managed to get a change in on that time. Paris Hyde now with an opportunity. Paris Hyde goes in alone. Shoots. Scores! Paris Hyde putting a goal above Rick Parry.
Beautiful dangles through the middle from Paris Hyde.
Really have to say that's completely against the run of play, man.
It was just the opportunity on the change from the Thunder. Paris Hyde came straight onto the ice, picked up a loose puck, and was straight back in on attack. And a backhand.
I have to say, good heads-up play by Greg Wilson as well to put Paris in that opportunity. He knocked the puck away, got it clear, and had state of mind to look, see where Paris was, and hold back to avoid that offside call.
Yeah, he just managed to stop on that blue line there. A little bit better on the penalty kill by the Thunder there. They were getting a few more sticks on passes, just stopping that the clean passes from arriving at the player, and therefore being able to get the turnovers.
Hockey's a game of momentum. Let's see if the Thunder can ride it. Daig passes up ice. Spiller will look to knock that momentum on its head straight away. Puts it in front. Toth shoots it up and over.
From about 2 feet out, put it over the top of the net.
Got no ice and Benjamin Gavois in him alone. Gavois putting pressure on Rick Parry. Rick Parry runs it down the wards. Puck comes out. Funny bounce. Puck's still live. Parry's trying to cover it up. A messy play there by the Admirals. Lucky to get away with that one. Spiller with the puck. Spiller can't keep it in the zone. That was an interesting play. Rick Parry went out to play that puck, hit the Zamboni doors and came right out in front. Almost gave an empty net opportunity to the Thunder. Shot goes wide. Spiller, Anderson.
Penalty over.
Long shot. Great power penalty kill there by the Thunder. I got Wilson with the puck. Wilson's going to skate it in.
Try to dangle there.
Puck up ice. Picked off there by Paris Hyde. Hyde again with an opportunity. Hyde skates in, shoots. Saved by Rick Parry.
Again, Paris Hyde coming off the bench with pace.
It looks like one of Mike Frogger barbecue conversations is happening down there. I know last night there was a long, strong argument between Chris Eden and one of the Swarm players about who was going to put paprika on their sausages. I'm not sure what was going on here. Liam Roth looks like a guy that likes paprika.
Likes it with a bit of heat.
Rick Parry will be happy with that. Will make his stats look a bit better, because I'd almost argue that he was 0-1 after that first goal. That'd almost be the first shot the Thunder had put on.
I would say yes, that probably would have been.
So now he's looking at 50%, which is slightly better.
I'm sure at the end of the game, if he has 50%, he would not be happy.
Well, if he doesn't have to face any more shots, he might be.
Well, yeah, if he doesn't face any more shots, he'll be a very happy man. Might be cold, not having to do any work, but...
Well, while this discussion is going on, it was quite interesting. So this is something that Rick Parry is very good at, is playing the puck. And you would have thought, though, and I don't mean to pick on Rick, but I will, that he's played at this rink enough that he's got to be very careful ringing the puck around those boards. Because that Zamboni gate has got a funny angle on it, and that's what happened. He tried to ring it round to his Admirals player, which was a great heads-up play. It's taken a hit off the boards, and it's come straight back out into the middle. If the Thunder had another person there, that's empty net all day long.
Yeah, it's a weird part of the ice down there. There's always a little bit of extra ice right against the boards, and yeah, like you said, it's not quite straight there. Not quite straight where the Zamboni boards are.
I have a lot of arguments with people about this, about ice rinks, what's the home advantage and what's not. And that's what it is knowing those places. I know Queenstown for many years, spent a lot of time working on when they used to have the netting instead of the glass. They know where they get the puck bounced straight back out to them, In Christchurch, they always put the away team facing that far wall because they've got the black wall. And so as a goal, it's very hard because the puck comes out of darkness. So that's what the home advantage is in a rink, is understanding these wee nuances and things like that. And as well as being able to get the last change. But that's by the by, in my opinion.
That black wall one's pretty interesting. It's like a black side screen down the other end.
Yeah, I do ask to get the side screen shifted quite often. They don't oblige.
So, quite a delay in the game here at the moment.
I'm not sure if we can get any idea what this delay is about. Looks like they're putting a penalty on the board. A 1 minute penalty.
1 minute penalty. It's a new one. It's a new one for anyone out there that can maybe explain
Now,
what a 1 minute
unfortunately, we're
penalty
not on top of the scorebox, so we can't see or hear what's being discussed.
Oh, players are confused. Coming on and off the bench, not sure what the story is.
So 59 for the Thunder. It was Kevin Yagal, who's picked up a 1 minute penalty, allegedly, according to the scorebox right now.
Paris having a good discussion with the refs, but to be a fly on the wall in this situation to find out what's going on. This has all happened after basically just a shot on goal.
All right. We've just been informed that one of the penalty box attendants let someone on the ice at the wrong time.
So that could only be letting a Thunder player on because they're the only ones who've had a penalty. So what happens here?
I'm not sure.
Thunder start with just 4 players on the ice for now.
Well, he's gone back to a 2 minute penalty, which.
How is that the fault of the Thunder then? If a penalty box official has let someone out, then...
This is very complicated.
This is very complicated.
Matt, have you got your calculator?
No, I don't have a calculator. I do have the official stats for the game, though.
Well, when was the penalty called? Because I would argue that it was close to minutes.
Hang on. We've got apparently George Coslet for abuse of officials at 6:33 into the first. So
6:33. Where's the calculator? Yes, that's definitely. He hasn't done 2 minutes. And abuse of officials is more than 2 minutes.
It must have been after the play that just.
No, George went for the hooking. Sorry,
we got George for the hooking at 4:33, and then 2 minutes later for abuse of officials. So
this is a new penalty.
A new penalty.
Well, we're back underway. Spiller with the puck. Spiller enters the zone. Spiller's going to skate around the net, looking for options. Skates out top. Back to Spiller. Spiller. Toth, I think. Shot. Deflection. No, Toth's in there with the deflection on. Anderson with the puck. Anderson with a shot. Great defensive play. Back to Dyke. Dave shoots. Saves. Spiller with the puck. Spiller passes the puck. Toth. Spiller. Dake. Spiller. Spiller shoots. Glove save by Danny Lee. I have to say that Daniel Lee looks like one of the most relaxed people I've ever seen in my life right now. He's making a million saves and he's making it.
Wow, we talked about Rick Parry having 2 shots on. Daniel Lee had a lot more than that, and he's stopped every one so far. And some of them haven't been easy. They've been bouncing pucks in front of the net, which are some of the hardest ones to pick up. You have no idea which way they're going to go.
Good chance here for Craig. Indeed. Back to Harrop. Thunder look to clear it. Tristan Darling. Sorry, Greg Wilson. Chips it out. Picked up by Henderson.
Yeah, that long hair of Wilson does look like Thunder favourite Tristan Darling.
Admirals win the puck. Harrop passes in. Shot. Saved by Lee. Harrop to Jackson. Those two spent many years on opposition teams. Great to see them playing together. Craig shoots. Oh, interesting one there. Devlin looked to trip over the face-off dot. Might have to get Paris Hyde as the rink manager to trim that down later on. Now we're even strength again.
Another turnover
Wilson,
straight away.
Greg Wilson with the puck. Wilson skates it in, puts it in. Diving play, can't quite get to it. The referee doing a pirouette there. Chris Watson, quite good at pirouettes. And the Admirals have the puck. Shot saved by Rick Parry. Admirals try and clear the zone, can't do so. Thunder with Greg Wilson. Shot goes wide, picked up by now Tristan Darling. Admirals pass ahead. Tip, we've got a tip, no icing. That was a dangerous play there. If Toth had taken control of that, that was a breakaway. Hyde now with the puck, deep into the zone, chips it into the middle. Admirals drop it off for Daig. Daig into the zone. Daig dangles around Coslet. Shot. Save there by Daniel Lee. And we are back to even strength now. I hope that the penalty box attendant let him out at the right time this time.
Let's hope so. Good penalty kill again by the Thunder. That's 3 times they've been short-handed and 3 times that the Admirals have come up short. Looked really good, just getting in the way, tying up players when the puck was coming to them. Most of the shots in that power play were coming from outside.
Andoy picks up the puck, drops it back to Dixon. Dixon now enters the zone, passes it off to Tyler Rooney. His name might be a shot, goal by Justin Daig. Your favourite shot of the player, making the goalie's drink bottle fly up in the air. That's why as goalies we have to get extra drink bottles, thanks to people like Justin.
Yeah, a couple of players finding space right in front of the goalie there. I think it was a missed first chance, but the second chance opportunity was buried.
I apologise, it is Taylor Rooney, not Tyler Rooney. But it was Taylor Rooney that took that puck in, took that first chance. Puck came out, Justin Daig wired it into the top corner. You'd have to say that goal was almost inevitable. The amount of pressure. I know the Thunder scored first, but the Admirals been putting pressure on for this whole first 10 minutes.
Yeah,
you can't really go short-handed 3 times without getting away with it.
It's tiring as well as anything else. And the Thunder goal was short-handed, was an opportunistic goal. Yes, you're right. The Admirals have looked like the team to be more in control.
Anderson. Cleared there by Thunder. Greg Wilson almost picked up a nicely play there. Admirals behind the net. Skated out. Admirals skating it up ice through Anderson. Anderson chips it into the middle. Picked up there by the Thunder players. Thunder. Tristan Darling looking for a passing option. Decides that he doesn't like any of them and skated himself. Darling in, shot, saved by Parry. Thunder with control of it still. Darling will ring it around the boards. Picked up by Hyde. Hyde puts it out to the corner. Attempted shot, hit an Admirals player. Now we've got Toth coming back the other way. Toth with the puck. Toth, nicely dangle.
Ooh.
Goes for the one-handed chip shot. Can't quite do it.
Almost got that over the head of the goalie who was down low before he even got to him.
8:55 remaining in the first period. I like the look of Greg Wilson for the Thunder. What do we know about him, Matt?
Not too much. I've seen him on the ice a couple of times in preseason games, and he did look really good.
Shot there by Gareth McLeish. Sporting the trademark beard. Now, Gareth has been in the league since inception, so 12 years. What I do notice is that beard has slightly more grey in it than when he started.
12 years might do that.
Save there by Lee.
Off
Rebound out front. Picked up. Joe Orr now. Orr with the puck. Now the Admirals. Harrop looks for that stretch pass. Good thing Paris Hyde has size 12 feet. Size 10, that's getting through to Toth.
Nice little tip in front there by Harrop.
Leash. Hyde. Looks to pass across ice. Or wants to change. Ben Roth coming on the ice for him. Picked up by Hyde. Hyde with the puck. Hyde enters the zone. Hyde still in control. Shoots. Shoots wide. Kostler. Keep the puck in for the Thunder. Benji Gavois. Tries to put it out front. Can't do so. Thunder here with an opportunity. Just can't quite get that puck in front of the net. It's what they need to score. Admirals clear the zone. And we will have icing waved off. Remy Sandoy now with the puck. Haven't seen a lot of Sandoy tonight.
Taken down in the corner. Nice body work by the Thunder defenseman there.
Roth, one of the Roths, will clear the puck into the corner. This year sees the return of Liam Roth, the elder brother of Ben Roth, who's been in the squad for 2 or 3 years. Admirals skate the puck out through Justin Dagg. Dagg enters the zone. Tries to dangle a couple of times.
Knocked down by Oliver.
Nice hit by Oliver. He was having none of it. And that's exactly what a defenseman should do. Oliver looked at the body, not the puck. You can only dipsy and dangle so many times when a guy's got your shoulder lined up.
Here comes Oliver now.
Oliver with the puck. Rolls it in and Parry will cover up. Oh. Looks like Sandoy's getting in an old paprika debate.
He didn't like that. He didn't like the extra icing.
Well, Sandoy actually owns a burger joint called Two Fat Buns in Waiheke. So if you're in Waiheke, you should head along. But maybe he's arguing, look, Ben, I cook for a living, and no one wants paprika on their bun. No one wants it. And Ben took exception to that.
That's experience in the bun industry for you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm waiting for the Admirals. Oh, the Admirals played last week for Mike Frogger's comments on Sandoy's barbecue expertise. But what I was saying before about Olivia, that was perfect defenseman. We saw Dagg dangle through two players. Olivia looked at the body, and that's what you get taught. Look at the body, not the puck. He can move the puck between your feet. He's not going between your feet himself. He's slightly larger than a puck.
Yep.
Now we're having another conference here. This might be a ploy by the Thunder. Admirals have a flight to catch tonight, so if we can have more and more conferences, they might all have to go by the start of the third period.
That's right. Delay the game, put them under pressure, make them worry about whether or not they're going to get home in time tonight, or at all.
Yeah. Remy Sando might have to leave that case of paprika behind. He won't be able to get there to check it in. So, what do we got? We look like we've got double minors to number 5.
Roughing it'll be probably for Oliver and Sandoy, is it?
Yeah, Easton Oliver, and 24 for the Admirals is Remy Sandoy. We will be playing 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes.
Lots of ice here in Dunedin, one of the biggest rinks in New Zealand, so 4-on-4 will create lots of opportunities to skate. And here we are.
So shot, shoots wide. Anderson looking to tip it, can't get there in time. George Koslet chips it ahead. Clears the zone. Tristan Darling dumps it in deep. Rick Parry tries to stop the puck, can't get there in time. Opportunity here for the Admirals. Bit of a breakaway. Koslet though puts on the skates. Manages to put enough pressure on Anderson. That's good back checking there by George Koslet. Nick Craig shoots.
Ooh.
Funny deflection off George's shoulder.
Yeah, that was good reflexes from Daniel Lee there to
George is actually touching his boob there. Can I say boob on here? I did. George has got hit in the boob. And we're lucky there, didn't get away with that. Again, great play there. I mean, I want to channel my inner Don Cherry and say, you know, that's a lesson on why you never give up on the play. Anderson looked for all money to have sort of a breakaway. George Koslet put on the afterburners, put enough pressure on him that he didn't get a clean shot away and let Danny Lee take care of the rest. Lee covers up. So we've got Easton Oliver has taken an unsportsmanlike conduct and Remy Sandoy taken a roughing call.
I think it would have been for when he sprayed the goalie there. Dumped the puck in, sprayed the goalie. Remy didn't like it.
Speller shoots, saved by Lee. I was a goalie, and like, to be honest with you, sometimes I forgot to shower in the morning, so I didn't mind getting the spray.
I mean, it's a hot job as well. You've got that much padding on, a little bit extra ice down the shirt, you know, it cools you down.
I used to keep a bottle of Lynx body wash on the back of the net so I could put it on after the spray.
Couple of shots for Daniel Lee in the last sort of 30 seconds.
Benji Gavois now. Gavois to Hyde. Combination from a couple of years ago, been reunited through the power of love. Paris Hyde now shoots, hits the side of the net.
Opportunity!
Great goal there by the Thunder. You want to talk us through that one, Matt?
That was a bullet from Hyde that smashed the post and bounced straight back out to Pierre-Luc Colombe, who just slammed it past the goalie.
Well, that's one thing that the Thunder is always quite good, is that counter-attacking play. And one thing, I don't know if it's a ploy that you should employ a lot, but if the goalie's not facing a lot of shots, it's always hard for them to keep warm. And I think that's something Rick Parry's probably encountering right now.
And one of the quickest guys on the ice, Paris, out there at the time.
Yeah, Paris looks to be in sort of vintage Paris form at the moment. Henderson with the puck. Henderson drops it off. Just too far for Day to get it cleanly. Picked off there by Wilson. Wilson coming back the other way. Wilson gets around one. Admirals now with the puck. Daig.
Nice pressure by Wilson on the puck carrier there.
Now Koslet with the puck. Koslet looks to jam it around the corner. Rick Parry's not buying that one. Comes out in front. Shot. Save
Thunder looking good, 4-on-4 here, finding some room to move down there.
I was mentioning that Thunder was a Sunday team, the other quirk of our teams of old, which is always funny because you think that players change, so the quirks should change, but the Thunder always used to be good shorter. And we used to joke that sometimes when our team gave away a penalty, we could ask the referee if we could have one man go off because we would more likely score in that situation.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I support the Blackhawks, and they always seem to play better when they got a man down. I don't know what it is about. Maybe it's that extra room, one less person to think about passing to. You don't have to think so hard. Just 3 guys, that's all.
Looks like Andy Hart's going to skate it in. Hart shoots high. Dixon now with the puck. Dixon's going to skate out front. Shot. Saved by Danny Lee. Admirals keep the puck in. Dixon's gone down a little bit behind the play. He's looking sore. The referees stopped the play. Didn't quite see what happened to Dixon there. He looks to be holding his arm.
Look good.
It looks upper body. Hope he's okay. Never like to see someone skate off.
Love that vague hockey term, the upper body injury, the lower body injury. Nothing too specific here.
No. I'm not a medical doctor, Matt.
Upper body injury. Might have got poked in the eye, but he's out for 6 weeks with an upper body injury.
That's my qualified medical opinion. We've actually seen some blood. We can actually see Dixon's trail off the ice if you look closely. There's some blood splatters. So I think whatever it is, it's drawn blood. So I suspect it was something to do with the face.
It was good contact along the boards there.
So that
4 minutes and 9 seconds left in this first period.
So the Admirals players come and asked for a doctor, I think, a physio. I don't think they've got one on their end. Yeah, they've asked. So Admirals players come over to the Thunder bench, and that's what we like to see in hockey. Everyone playing nice. They've just said, can we borrow your first aid person? Thunder said yes, of course, as long as you don't injure one of our players in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the one thing they had to worry about is an injury on their own end.
It's like the soccer rule, you know, if we kick it out, you pass it back to us. If you take our first aid guy, you can't injure us for 5 minutes.
That's right. Oh, they got the wee shovel out there for some areas on the ice there which have been stained.
Well, Sundays are for hoovering and doing the cleaning, Matt, according to the famous song. So I think that's what Kyle's doing out there at the moment, just tidying up for Sunday dinner tonight. Likes to keep a clean house, does Kyle Matthews.
Oh, look at that. Looks like Craig out there helping out. Scraping up some of the blood on the ice there.
It's 4 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in the first period. Thunder up 2-1. You'd have to argue at this point that that scoreline probably doesn't necessarily reflect the nature of the game, but that's the nature of hockey. You've got to put the puck in the back of the net. Admirals, though, would be feeling slightly aggrieved, having a lot more of the pressure, especially in that first 10 minutes. I feel like the Thunder in the last 5 or so have sort of started to even out that pressure. And that's what you need to do in hockey. You need to weather the storm.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the Admirals won't be happy with the score. I mean, they've definitely had the most shots of the two teams, but, you know, sometimes in hockey it's not about shots, it's scoring chances, and the Thunder have had a couple scoring chances and taken them. You know, that first goal by Paris Hyde, you know, you don't often get one-on-one breakaways with a goalie where you dangle through 2 players and get a shot away clean, but he got the opportunity and he buried it. And then the second goal, Paris Hyde involved again. It was just a bounce off the post that went straight to Pierre-Luc Colomb, who nailed it. I mean, that's just the bounce of the puck sometimes.
That's a good point you raise, and they're about to start again, but the next break I'll talk about that. Puck with the Admirals. Yager breaks up play. Admirals have to start from their own end. Martini drops it off. Skated in here by Anderson. Anderson to Toth. Shot. Puck goes high. Puck goes straight out in front. Andy Hart puts in a shot. Puck is loose. Puck is still loose. Thunder managed to clear it. Good defense effort there.
Daniel Lee looking good in the crease when that puck is bouncing around.
Now Toth with an opportunity. Toth holds up the play. Looking for some passing options. Manages to find Kevin Yago. It was a passing option, but it was a terrible one. Battini with the puck. Enters the zone. Dyke. Puck trickles in innocuously into the corner. Darling now. What's Darling going to do? Waiting for the change. We'll dump the puck in deep. Now the Admirals trying to skate it out. Picked up by Orr.
Oh.
Benzines dumps it in deep. Admirals trying to clear the zone. Thunder's turn to put a bit of pressure on the Admirals. Admirals struggling to find a breakout. Clean breakout here.
That's good aggressive forechecking from the Thunder there.
Sandoy skates it into the zone.
A defenseman having to skate it in.
The defenseman with a very fine mustache though. Coslet with the puck. Gavois. Admirals managed to keep it in here. Admirals with an opportunity. Puck goes high. Hyde. Dump the puck out of the zone.
That would have hit the roof in Queenstown, that one.
Well, not only would it hit the roof in Queenstown, it's hit the roof here in Dunedin.
I did too. It hit that board. I can see it moving.
So if he'd done that in Queenstown, he probably would have landed it somewhere near O'Connell's. Now, I wonder if the referees are going to call that a delay of game penalty. No, they've said that's fine.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
McLeish. Liam Roth. Puck picked up here. Andy Hart shoots. Goes wide. Thunder tried to clear the zone. Do so. Admirals desperately trying to get it back in. Spiller with the puck. Spiller puts it out front. McLeish shoots wide. Spiller picks up the puck. Spiller with the puck. Spiller drops it off for Andy Hart. Andy Hart shoots. Nice defensive play there by Colomb. Huish. Puck comes out. Saved by Danny Lee. Thunder making sure Huish stays out of the zone. Now, that's what I was wanting to talk about before. We were talking about the Admirals with a lot of opportunities. One thing I've noticed, though, is the Thunder, very good defensively, very good at supporting their goaltender. So even though the Admirals had a lot of shots early, a lot of them from out wide, but with Danny Lee being able to get good sight on them. So while he had a lot of shots, a lot of them you would argue were training shots. Don't get me wrong, a lot of those shots, he was picking up a lot of messy rebounds, but a vast majority of them, you say that the Thunder defensive team's been playing very well here tonight, giving him a lot of support. Puck in with the Admirals. Anderson skated out. Was in front. Shot. Goal. Just as we say that, minute to go. Unlucky play, you'd have to argue there. Puck sort of slid through the middle. Toth was there to pick it up. Scores the goal.
In between the legs of one of the Thunder defensemen. Watched it go between his feet and, picked up.
So, scores 2-2.
The pressure and the shots has finally told on Daniel Lee. He's faced a few. Done a stellar job so far.
Benzines. The puck. Shot. Saved by Parry. Puck still live inside the Admiral zone. Bouncing around. Orr will pick it up. Orr with the puck. Tries to chip it in. Admirals skated out of the zone. Gavois. Thunder can't get it away. 38 seconds remaining. Costlet with the puck. Looks up ice. Bring it off the boards. Picked up by Dyke. Hyde now with the puck. What can Hyde do in the last 23 seconds? Hyde skates into the zone. Skates into the corner. Very strong skater Hyde. Admirals try and bump off the puck. Can't do so. Picked up by Benzins. To the corner. Sandoy. That's the end of the first period. What do you make of that, Matt?
Well, I got to say, in terms of overall play, it looks like the West Auckland Admirals have got the run of it there, but you've got to give the Thunder credit for taking the opportunities that they had. Lee looked really solid in goal for the Thunder. That's good signs for them coming into the next two periods.
Yeah, I think the Thunder looked really strong in the defensive zone, and also I like the way that they've got a lot of pace, and I think that is why shorthanded suits them. You look at Hyde, you look at Wilson, Berzins, Coulomb, all of them quite quick guys, and when they're going the other way, put a lot of pressure on the Admirals. We'll wrap up for now. We'll return in the second period. Regan, Wilson. Welcome back here to Dunedin Ice Stadium in the second period, a game between the Dunedin Thunder and the West Auckland Admirals. I'm Aaron Bryant here with Matt Whiffen. Thunder and the Admirals tied up 2-2. What did you make of the first period, Matt?
Well, I think the possession favours the Admirals, but I think the Thunder can be pretty pleased with the way they played on defence. As you mentioned, they were doing a really good job of supporting their goaltender in that first period. He did face a lot of shots, but he only allowed 2, so good signs there for the defensive effort on the Thunder.
So what the Thunder will have to watch out for last night, I think you were saying the Thunder are leading 2-1 after the first and end up losing 7-3. So it looks like that second period is a bit of a hoodoo. So let's see how they go.
Yeah, second period last night was 4 goals for the Admirals, 0 for the Thunder. So massive turn in the game that second period. Thunder need to keep a consistent defensive effort going through the whole game.
Hyde with the puck here, Hyde into the zone, shoots wide. Early pressure here by the Thunder. Kept in there by Devlin. Devlin puts it out in front. Puck left there. Gavois, shot, bouncing puck. Parry put it in his glove.
Yeah,
Great.
Wild bouncing puck there, just sort of bouncing 2 or 3 times before it actually got to the goaltender there. Really hard to pick those ones up because it's like a rugby ball out there, just even weirder shapes. It can go anywhere it wants to.
Paris is kicked out of the circle. Puck comes back to the Thunder. Shot by Devlin. Glove there by Rick Parry. Apologies to the Rooney family. It is Taylor Rooney, not Tyler, as I was saying. You have to keep me under control on those ones, Matt.
He is, and he's looking good here tonight. Rooney. He was down here earlier in the year for the under-20s and one of the standout players for the New Zealand team.
Thunder, good start to the period, putting a lot of pressure on the Admirals. Olivier going back with the puck. Shot there by Bettini. Gavois with the puck, dumps it in deep. Parry goes around, leaves the puck behind, picked up by Craig. Craig with the puck, passes ahead to Bettini. Bettini enters the zone, puts in a shot, glove save by Danny Lee.
Daniel Lee making great save there. Didn't have the stats on the shots coming live last period, but they're up on the stats page now, and it's heavily in favour of the Admirals. 21 shots to 7 for the Thunder.
Puck put in front there by the Admirals. Tries a wraparound goal, and it's gone in. Goal scored against Daniel Lee.
I think the first attempted wraparound was unsuccessful, but it bounced back out in front of the goalie's pads.
Get the goal scorer shortly.
And eventually able to tuck it home. The Admirals take an early lead now in the second period.
I was about to say draw first blood, but that's probably a poor choice of words given the large pool of blood on their bench. I hope that player was all right. I forget the number. It must have been an upper head injury, I think, as opposed to upper body injury. Harrop wins the draw. McLeish goes back, picks it up, chips it ahead. Picked off there by Kulum. McLeish. Henderson. Passes cross ice. Saved by Lee, put back out in front, picked up there by the Thunder players. Ben Roth there, dumps it in. Henderson, Harrop have a little bit of a cuddle. Puck dumped in, opportunity for the Admirals. Good defense by Kulum. Separates the man from the puck, which is what he wants to do. Admirals, though, retain control. Puck comes out of the zone. To McLeish. Admirals. Spiller skates it in. Finds traffic. Shoots. Saved by Daniel Lee. Paris Hyde now with the puck. What can he do? Shoots it in from a long way out. Rick Parry will cover it up. Have a face-off inside the Admiral zone.
Thunder taking the opportunity there to get some of their younger players on the ice. Liam Kinney and Kinraid out there for might be the first time in this game. I don't remember seeing them too much in the first period. I'm sure they were on the ice, just don't really recall it. With Liam Roth at the dot this time around.
Andy Hart skates the puck out for the Admirals. Andy Hart putting good speed on there. He passes to Dag. Dag shoots. Shot saved by Lee. Good rebound attempt there too. Now coming back the other way through Liam Roth. Liam Roth with the puck. Liam Roth shoots. Saved by Rick Parry.
Didn't get too much on that shot. Easy save for Parry there. No one coming up with him on that opportunity.
Rick Parry doing some running repairs on his pads right now. Liam Roth, one of the three Roth brothers. I think at least Ben has played for the Thunder before. I know that the elder brother, whose name escapes me, trialled out in the first year. All of them very good inline hockey players. Puck dumped in deep. Joe Orr. Joe Orr puts it back out in front. Rick Parry stops it from not getting into danger zone. Hyde. Gavois. Gavois tries to chip it back out. Now Sandoy. Saved there by Parry. So gone from the youngsters to the elder statesmen and Paris Hyde and Benjamin Gavois.
Looked like Paris Hyde maybe double shifting one after the other there. Had a short break off the ice, but then straight back on it.
Kevin Yago wins the draw. Wilson chips it out off the boards. Now we've got the Admirals coming back the other way. Battini with the puck. Cross ice. Admirals still in control of it. Comes out from the corner. Shot there by Craig. Can't find its way through traffic. Puck goes deep. Koslip. Shot. Saved by Lee. Goal scored. Starting to find a little bit of trouble here. Thunder will need to try and arrest this slide quickly. Getting in danger of heading to where we were last night. 5 minutes in. Thunder have given up 2 goals in the second period.
Yeah, that one there. Thunder guilty of giving up a turnover in their own zone and quick to turn it around and put it on net where the Admirals. Save made first up by Daniel Lee, but rebounds in front, tucked away. Thunder need to refocus. Looks like they're taking their time out here to try and refocus themselves after going down a couple of goals early on.
Coach is just trying to settle them down now. Just trying to catch what he's saying. He's telling the guys just don't get too deep in the attacking zone. Rick Parry's playing with that pad again. In fact, he's taken it almost right off this time. He's taken the timeout opportunity to take his clothes off. That's what I normally do in a timeout. Get undressed.
Get some ice down there, eh?
Yeah,
get some ice down there. Maybe can feel the players just to.
You know, as a goalie, you want to know your terrain, you want to know your area, and just sort of get nude and get to know the ice. Make a little snow angel there during the timeout.
I don't know if 30 seconds is long enough to make a decent snow angel, though. You know, you want to.
No, I mean the wings won't be well defined, but
you probably want to wait till the end of the period too, when there's a bit more snow lying around there too.
Look, goalies are weird people. I should know.
He's all strapped back up now, Rick Parry, ready to go. Face-off will be back right where we started the period.
Now let's see what that timeout's done for the Thunder. Coming out, skating hard, Tristan Darling. Puck, Ellis with the puck down the other end. Ellis now with an opportunity. Ellis shoots. Shoots or passes. It's one of those chances. Halfway in between. Nice shot there. Look for the deflection between the legs of Darling. Couldn't quite get it away. Ellis going back the other way. Ellis skates it in. Ellis with the puck. Ellis going wide, pushed wide. Thunder pick up the puck. Wilson. Wilson will chip it ahead. Picked up by who's that? Shoots. Saved by Rick Parry. Olivier having a little bit of an argument here.
Yeah, he pushed the Admirals player into the back of the net there after that whistle was blown. And he himself got a bit of a glove in the face for his troubles.
Olivier and Spiller are just, talking about other herbs now. The paprika argument was settled earlier. We're now talking about whether or not it's appropriate to put thyme in anything. Thunder win the draw. Pass goes out to Gavois. Shot very slow. Not Gavois, sorry. Coulomb. Puck in the zone. Paris Hyde fights for it. Wins the puck. Skates around. Still with the puck. Goes down in front. Doesn't pick up a penalty. Looks for one. Puck in front. Bouncing around there.
He got tripped up and he looked around for a penalty. No penalty forthcoming, so he went and got the puck again. It was a good move from Paris.
Yeah, or taken down by Sandoy.
Using his body to good effect there, avoiding the interference call as well.
Puck comes across ice. Picked up by Hyde.
Offside.
Paris Hyde's thinking that's a dubious call, and I hesitate to say this because I'm on air, but I'd almost agree with him. I think the puck was well inside the zone before Paris. I do say that at risk of not seeing a replay, and I can be proven drastically wrong, but
no blue line cameras for us here in this league, unfortunately.
Well, they have them in NZIHL. I don't know if they even used them, though. They still seem to get it wrong. Bettini with the puck. Bettini. Shot. Goal. Oh. Denny Lee throws the stick.
Daniel Lee throws his stick in disgust at the backboards. Not sure if he's unhappy with himself or his players.
It's lucky to get away with that. A lot of referees would call that for unsportsmanlike. So Danny Lee upset there, I think. It was a great goal.
It was a fantastic pass across ice, right in front of the blue paint. Thunder really need to tidy up in their own zone at the moment. There's 3 goals and it's
almost a replay of last night, the second period.
It's only 6 minutes gone in the second period.
All with the puck. All passes ahead. Nice wee back kick there by Toth. Shot here, puck in the zone. Goal scored.
Admirals taking over here.
Wheels really coming off the Thunder engine here. Heads going down. We're going to have a goalie change here. John Barakousis is going to take into the net for Lee. hopefully this goalie change will reinvigorate the Thunder. I don't think Lee's been doing anything wrong. A lot of those goals, 2-on-1s, 1-on-1s, you know, he saved a lot in the first period. He can't be expected to do them all. I think that's the right call by the coach, though. Thunder with the puck here, Liam Ross. Saved there by Rick Parry. McLeish with the puck. Puck in deep in the Thunder zone. Ben Roth now with the puck. Roth chips it ahead. Looking for some support. Can't find some. Henderson. Henderson whiffs on the shot. McLeish go back behind the net. Good pressure by Bakarowskis. Harrop now with the puck. Harrop enters the zone. Harrop behind the net. Chased around there. But Berzin's shot. Save there by Barakowskis.
Good first up save from John Barakowskis and goal.
Always hard to come in cold and make that first save. So it's done well. Sandoy puts the pass in. Koslet now will skate it out. Koslet dumps it in deep. Thunder looking for the change. Play's getting a bit chippy out here.
Admirals and this last the first 8 minutes of the second period have just turned it on. The passes are finding the open man and they're finding plenty of time to take shots, and that's why they're now leading by 4 goals.
Well, the other issue about this all happening in the second period is not just the Thunder have gone down, that's in our blind spot, hence why we're not talking a lot, because the play's all down the other end and we can't see it. Devlin shoots. Andy Hart. Puck tried to be bounced back in there by the Thunder.
Straight into the players' bench there for the Thunder.
It's one of those things when things start to go wrong, they keep going wrong. Thunder there looking to get back on the attack. Just can't keep the puck in play. Or fighting with Jackson, manages to dump the play down deep. Comes Hyde, Toth, picked up there by Hyde. Hyde to Devlin, Devlin with the puck. Devlin dumps it in. Then Gavois picks it up, drops it off for Orr. Orr keeps control of the puck. Orr looks for an option, puts it in front. Devlin back to Orr.
Oh.
Opportunity there for the Thunder, just couldn't quite get it away. Anderson will skate it up the other way for the Admirals. Anderson with the puck. Anderson skates it in. Stops. Puck comes back out for the Thunder. Hyde chips it ahead. Skating hard after it is Devlin. No icing. Nick Craig. Sticks flying around there. Thunder with his good second man back check. Now the other way, Toth with an opportunity. Toth one-on-one against John Bakarowskis. Good takedown by Olivier. We thought he got away with it clean, but the referee spotted that.
Oliver to the bench there for
Hooking.
2 minutes.
Hooking penalty there. He almost had to take that penalty though. Toth was in all alone, and Olivier just decided to break up his play momentum, not let him get one-on-one shot against John Bakarowskis. One thing about this game is after all the penalties, there seems to be a lot of toing and froing. A lot of conferences had to be had. Puck comes back for Anderson. Shot. Saved there by John Beckeras.
Really important penalty kill here for the Thunder. If they can get through this 2 minutes unscathed.
Shot, good block there, defensive effort. One thing a goalie change does is not just puts a new goalie in, it sort of tells the defense, hey guys, you've let your mate down, pull your act together. So what you'll normally see after a goalie change is a renewed effort.
I think it's that extra effort that they put in. You can see the intensity has been lifted up a wee bit. Throwing the body around just a little bit more. The chasing just a little bit harder.
Puck in there deep. Thunder, good forecheck, putting pressure on the Admirals. Ellis, nice wee chip back with his skate. Toth now with the puck. Toth skates it in, puts it across ice. Dumped out there by the Thunder. 50 seconds remaining in the power play for the Admirals.
Good job so far. Not letting the Admirals set up in their zone. Keeping them moving around.
Daig with the puck for the Admirals. That's right, Admirals, almost forgot Admirals are on the power play. They haven't been as clinical as they were in the first period. It's sort of setting up a nice passing game. Spiller, Daig. Daig shoots. Goes wide. 20 seconds remaining in the power play. Puck comes out for Spiller. Daig, shot. Again shoots wide. He's done two to the right there. Might need to adjust his sights to the left. Three seconds remaining. The Thunder look to chip it out right now. Back to even strength. Puck saved there by Beckeras. One thing I don't appreciate, Matt, about that goalie change is we did have Daniel Lee in there. Now we've got Barrakalsis, which is slightly harder to say on the old tongue twister onometer.
It's maybe 4 times more letters for us to get our mouths around. Especially hard in a scramble in front of the net. Really hard to say that name quickly.
Just call him John.
Just call him John. So great effort on the penalty kill there by the Thunder.
By John and co.
John and co doing it when they needed it. Couldn't afford to go down any more goals.
Sandoy dumps it in deep. Puck bounces out front awkwardly.
Funny bounce there.
Yagal looks for that cross-ice pass. Hits the backside of one of the Admirals players. Now we've got Kevin Yagal. Passes to Wilson. Wilson and Yagal. The Mullet brothers, should we call them? Shot. Save.
Ooh.
Funny bounce there. Darling shoots. It's a shame Darling had a haircut because he could be the third Mullet brother. Bit of a face wash there on Andy Hart.
Pierre-Luc looks fired up.
Oh, we've got a bit of problems in front of the net. Bit of tension's running high here. Referees will just want to watch this. Don't want to let that get out of control. Yeah, if Tristan Darling had maintained his locks, we would have had a great flow on that line. Kevin Yagal, Greg Wilson, and Tristan Darling.
It would have been an amazing sight to see. That line cruising up the ice.
Probably a bit distracting for the female members of the audience with that much flow.
It might increase the numbers in the crowd here.
Remy Sandoy, if he was on the Thunder, would make a good addition to the line, actually. He's got quite a nice flow going on there.
And he's got a nice curl to it as well.
A beautiful mustache.
Probably
mustache of the league, I'd have to say. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of teams this year, but I can't say that there'll be many competing.
Making a comeback, the mustache too. Mustache and flow, great combination. Really it's just synonymous with hockey.
So we're having another discussion about what's going on. I can't.
Players waiting on the ice while the referees maybe talk to a few of the players and just tell them.
Now, I know Wellington's talking about building a new ice rink in conjunction with a conference centre. Maybe they should do one down here, the amount of conferences we seem to have during the game. Let's break out to the boardroom, get some tea and biscuits. So it looks like we've got 5-on-4. So we've got Admirals players taking a penalty here. So 13 for the Admirals. So the Admirals are on the PK. Puck bouncing around behind the net. 13 for the Admirals. Andy Hart has taken a penalty there.
We'll try and find out what that was for.
Olivier with the puck.
Unsportsmanlike conduct for Hart, that one. There's a couple of those this game so far.
Hyde, back to the point. Olivier to Orr turns and shoots. Saved by Rick Parry.
I think this is the first power play for the Thunder, actually. The last time the Admirals had a penalty, it was coincidentals there.
Yeah, that's true.
Ended up 4-on-4, so this is the first time the Thunder get to play with the extra man on the ice, and we'll see what they can do here. They looked pretty good in their preseason games against the Red Devils on the power play, so if they can control the puck, first of all, win those draws, which they haven't done this time.
Puck goes deep. Admirals will keep all the men on the ice, though. Don't use it for a change. Thunder will look to work it out from their own end. Paris Hyde picks up the puck. Passes across ice. Picked up by Wilson.
Greg Wilson on his knee.
Wilson. Back to Olivier. Olivier. Back into Wilson. Shot. Ooh. Good save by Rick Parry.
Very good save. Guns Wilson up. Open on the far side.
Berzine back to Olivier. Olivier to Hyde. Hyde to Olivier. Shoots. Goes through traffic. Thunder looking okay here on the power play. Couple of good shots. Not getting them through yet, though. Olivier. Berzines. Puts it out to Hyde. Bounces over his stick. Does enough to make sure the puck stays in. Olivier shoots. Save there by Rick Parry.
No one on the weak side for that rebound.
Berzins to Olivier. 6 seconds remaining. Berzins with the puck. Shoots. Gavois looking for the deflection. Can't find it though. Wilson back to Gavois. We're back to even strength now. 5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the period. Berzins can control it, keep it in.
Great job keeping that one in, but Thunder players tired and going for a change now.
Hart, shot, goes high. Now we're going back the other way through Koslet. Koslet ahead to Hyde. Hyde
nice pass.
Hyde pace on Sandoy. Shot, saved by Parry. Hyde tries to get it in front with the backhand, can't do so. Wilson. Devlin shoots, blocker saved by Parry. Parry's blocker getting a workout tonight. Koslet now with the puck, drops it off for Orr, back to Koslet, shot, saved by Parry. Now that looked like a really tricky trick play there, but I think it was by accident more than design.
Yeah, I don't think Joe were mean to miss the puck on that one, but it almost worked out. And Parry having more trouble with his equipment here.
I'm not sure what's going on that right leg of Parry's. Might want to go to the same store he got that blocker to get that post pads, because that blocker is working overtime.
Oh, yeah. That was a really good period of play for the Thunder there. Since they got that penalty, their power play was really nice. Really controlled the puck there. And then afterwards, still looking really good. Just unable to convert so far.
Or with the puck behind the net. Looks the way to get it out in front. Darling in the corner. Toth. Or puck out in front for the Admirals. Come back the other way. Got Liam Roth with an opportunity. Can't quite get to the puck on time though.
Oh,
Thunder on the change.
solid hit by Pierre-Luc.
Now Nick Craig with the puck. Nick Craig, I think you said, was bringing up his 100th game tonight.
Getting down to 3.5 left in the third period.
Thunder dump it in. Almost comes out back. Ben Roth having a wee chat with Spiller on the way back there. Still having a cuddle behind the net there. Getting a bit friendly, Roth and Spiller. We've got a penalty coming up.
Still talking, face washing. Bit of food left on his face from the
Barbecue earlier in the...
barbecue with the paprika buns.
Yeah, and Spiller's like, look, Roth, I don't appreciate your paprika breath.
That's right.
And Spiller just telling the referee, look, I can still taste the paprika on my face. Can you tell that guy to get out of here? And that play, though, that Spiller and Roth thing started from when the play into the zone. They were sort of tied up together. I saw they were both having a chat when they were chasing the puck, and it sort of escalated. So it looks like Ben Roth taking a penalty for the Thunder. He did want me to mention his name, so I have now. You're in the box, Ben.
When you go in the box, you're going to get your name called.
Ben Roth and Spiller going to the box for both for roughing? Or have we got the unsportsmanlike roughing combo again? That seems to be the favourite with the referee tonight.
Got to say, this second half of this period has sort of done a full 180, and it looks like the Thunder have now had the better of the play ever since that penalty taken by the Admirals.
Yeah, the play going the other way, so we've got coincidentals again. We've got 4-on-4 hockey. Ice open up again. Let's see what the Thunder can do with it. Puck goes around the boards. Picked up there by someone. Dumps it in deep. No icing. Benji Gamboa chasing the puck. Dale Harrop will skate it out. Harrop, pressure put on Harrop. Can't get it out clean. Race to the puck. Olivia ties it up against the boards. Admirals will try and get it out. Puck there to Hyde. Hyde goes in before the puck. He'll have to skate out. Gavois. Back to Olivier. Banks it off the boards for Paris Hyde. Hyde gets the puck in. Sandoy ties it up against the boards.
1 minute gone, and those coincidental roughing penalties for the two players in the bench.
Dyke.
Nice stick by Berzins there to break up that pass.
Now we're going back the other way. We've got Wilson. Wilson just dips it around on his toes. Wilson tries to look for the pass, gets picked off there by Hewish. Hewish now skates it in. Hewish has an opportunity. Saved by Barakousis.
Fantastic back check by Gavois there, just screaming across the ice like a bullet. Sorry, that was actually Coslet who was coming across the ice from far back.
Coslet really playing well on defense tonight. Barakousis was in danger of being the first ever high stick by a goalie I've ever seen. Now, do we have confirmation what those penalties were for?
Yes, roughing for both players.
Roughing for both. So they went away from the unsportsmanlike roughing combo. One that was getting so common, it would be one that maybe Remy Sandoy should put on the menu at Two Fat Buns in Waiheke Island.
Maybe. 7 seconds left in those penalties before we're back to full strength.
One minute remaining in the third period, and we are coincidental, so we won't be back even until the next whistle. Puck in there for Orr. Yargell's stick was tied up. Now we are back to 5 now, 5 on 5. Good hit there in the corner on Hopkins. Orr. Sandoy
Nice
can't get
stick
it
by
back
Orr. Steals the puck.
Yargell with an opportunity. Good defense there by Toth. Dyke, sorry. Yeah, Joe Orr picks the pocket of Remy Sandoy there. Puck comes back out into the neutral zone. 18 seconds remaining.
Just enough time for one more play, one more rush up the ice. Could be the Thunder's rush though.
Orr
Here
picks
comes-
off another puck from Sandoy. Sandoy must be forgetting that him and Joe Orr are no longer teammates. That was 2 years ago.
That was a
Remy.
couple years ago, yes.
Puck goes wide. That's the end of the period where we find the West Auckland Admirals leading 6-2. Matt, we'll have to say that was almost a sort of build up from that first period pressure sort of came to fruition in the second period.
I think you're right. I think the pressure finally told on the goalie Daniel Lee, leading into quite a few goals there in a short period of time. In the end, getting changed for John Barakauskas coming on, and I think since that period, it's been the Thunder who've really lifted their game, and with a power play and a period after that, good strong play, just unable to come away with any points on the board there.
I didn't manage to see last night's game, but it almost seems like a situation where last night and tonight, you take out 4 minutes of the game and we're talking about two quite even scores.
Yep. We'll be back here in about 15 minutes for period 3, guys. Make sure you join us.
I'm Aaron Bryan.
I'm Matt Whifford.
Welcome back to the third period at the Dunedin Ice Stadium. It's a match between the Dunedin Thunder and the West Auckland Admirals. Admirals leading 6-2. I'm Aaron Bryant here with Matt Whiffen. It's a dire second period for the Thunder again, Matt.
Yeah, first 8 minutes was all Admirals, and that period just took control of the game, really. The passing was sweet. And they put in, was it 4 or 3 goals in the first 8 minutes there, forcing a goalie change on the Thunder's behalf. Daniel Lee leaving the net. Incoming was Jonas Barakauskas. And after that, I believe the Thunder just had a timeout, turned it around, and came out with some fire and threw some bodies around and had the better of the second period there, I believe, towards the end.
Batenai puts it in deep, save, goal.
Goal straight away, yes.
It's a funny goal. No one really seems to be celebrating or know what happened there. The puck came in. Batenai put it in deep on Lee. Barakauskas came out and then must have just chipped it over his shoulder there.
Yeah, bounced straight back out of the net almost instantly. So some of the players confused.
So just had an update on Dixon, who's the player that went down hard in the first period there for the Admirals. It sounds like he got cut 2 places on his face and suspected a I'm going to say upper body injury because I don't want to get in trouble for the Admirals injury report, but a suspected upper body injury that he's going to get checked out. But otherwise, he's doing okay.
Well, that took all of 10 seconds for the Admirals to get on the board in this third period. Not what the Thunder wanted. Already been down 4 goals. Now that's making it 5.
Admirals managed to score before Thunder got all of their orders delivered to the bench even. Paris Hyde tries to chip the puck out. Picked up there by Toth. Toth controls the puck. Toth now passes across, goes to Olivier's skates. Paris Hyde picks it up. Hyde with the puck. Toth tries to find the passing lane. Can't find one. Wilson now with the puck. Wilson will skate it up. Wilson shapes to shoot. Goes down there.
Lost an edge there on his way in
The
after
classic
faking
trips
the
over
shot.
the blue line. Puck going back the other way. Berzines picks it up. Kostler with the puck. Passes it up. Ben Roth chips it ahead. Actually, I think I see Dylan Dixon walking back in the ice over the other far side there. Does look like he's got his arm strapped up though.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait till he's been to see some medical staff, see what the story is there, maybe here later on in the week.
Puck deep inside the Thunder zone. Tristan Darling, take the face off. Against Taylor Rooney. Justin Doig. Doig passes up ice to Rooney. Barakauskas. Hart with the puck in the corner. Hart still in control of the puck. Good pressure there by Kostler. Can't get the puck away from Hart though. Hart finds McLeish. Passes up ice. Paris Hyde comes away with the puck though. Hyde enters the zone. Hyde goes wide. There's a shot on. Saved by Rick Parry. Sandoy and Hyde going after the puck together. Coulomb. Parry skates out. Plays the puck around. Admirals. Just skate it, pass it out. Picked off there by, I think it's Kinrad that picked that off. One of the youngsters for the Thunder.
Not much happening here at the moment. We said Auckland Admirals just struggling to get it in for a minute there, but
Puck bounces poorly there for the defenseman. Out
where's
front,
the puck?
Barakauskas has to cover up. Almost, just as you were saying, nothing was happening, sort of innocuous play. Puck came out. I think Kinrad picked it up, couldn't quite clear it, and then the Admirals came away with an opportunity.
It looked like only two players knew exactly where the puck was on that play, the player with the puck and the goalie. Thankfully for the Thunder, the goalie was one of those players that actually saw it.
Icing, delayed icing called, waved off. Good forecheck there by the Thunder again. Puck just goes behind the net. Admirals. Puck now with the Admirals. Admirals skating it up. Olivier with the puck. Brings it off the boards. Joe Orr now. Orr skating back the other way. Toth for the Admirals. Passes back to Craig, I think. Passes it ahead. Nick Henderson with the puck. Nick Henderson passes across ice. Picked up by Paris Hyde though. Paris Hyde with the puck going the other way. We've got a delayed penalty call. Thunder pull the goalie. Try and get some shots on before the whistle goes. Admirals touch the puck.
No opportunity there to play with the extra player on the ice for the Thunder. As quick as Barakauskas could skate, there's only a few seconds there before they turn the puck over. We saw last period the power play for the Thunder looked really good. They controlled the puck, they passed around the top really well. Let's see if they can keep that going here in this power play.
So we've got number 6 for the Admirals, taking 2 minutes. Fraser Ellis. I think the roughing call was the call.
They've won the draw. It's a good start to this power play for them.
That goes in deep. Yagao. See, just like jogging, Matt, I'm not sure if Yagao needs a soft J.
Yagao?
Yagao? Yogging? I believe it's pronounced yogging. I'm sure someone from the family can correct me on the comments. I'm going to go with the soft J. Sounds more Scandinavian.
Oliver skates it in all the way.
Oliver's just taking the puck for a walk there. Dylan Devlin passes it back to, tries to find Olivier. Olivier goes deep to Wilson. Wilson back to Olivier. Olivier puts it high. Devlin passes across ice. Shot there by Darling. Blocked there by McLeish. Devlin passes across to Olivier. Back up ice to Darling. Darling chips it in. Wilson. Wilson with the puck there. 45 seconds remaining on the power play. Shot there by Devlin. Kicked aside there by Rick Parry.
Almost deflected.
Devlin with the puck. Devlin loses the puck. Andy Hart now with a good opportunity. Devlin chasing hard. Manages to put enough pressure on Hart that he can't get a shot away. Thunder will use the opportunity for a change. 22 seconds remaining on the power play. Now we've got a delayed penalty on Tristan Darling. I'm not sure what for, but Rick Parry will go to the bench now. Puck bobbling around for the Admirals.
They're going to hold this puck for another few seconds before they get that man on the back off the bench. And they'll have them now. They still have the puck.
Puck still under control of the Admirals. Thunder pick it off now. We've got Tristan Darling taking a penalty for slashing. So the Thunder have managed to pick up a penalty on the power play, something you don't see very often.
No, the West Auckland Admirals, they're able to get the puck towards the end of that power play and keep it away from the Thunder, forcing them to sort of really chase them, try and get that puck back, and unfortunately for the Thunder, giving away that penalty.
Anderson. Now the Admirals get to show off their power play skills. Anderson. Deep. Dade comes out, shoots. Nice deflection. Toth there with the pick up the rebound. Couldn't.
Oh, referee gets in the middle of that.
Referee managed to get involved in the hit. So Paris Hyde takes the opportunity to have a chat to him. The linesman's escorting Toth off. Does that mean there's another penalty coming?
Toth, does he get a interference there on that play?
Holding call on Toth. So Admirals squander their power play opportunity. Just a mere, I hate how they do this. They should put it the other way around. Let's do the math. 24 seconds in. What I'm referring to, of course, is the clock says a minute 36. That's how much is remaining, not how much has elapsed. Matt forgot to bring the abacus today, so let's do this all on a piece of paper.
No room here for an abacus here, Aaron. No place at all.
So now we have a 4-on-4. Again, the ice has opened up. Dade. Pass to Yago. Yago. Wilson.
Almost turned it over.
Now we've got Admirals coming back the other way. Batani shoots wide. Good pressure there by Coslet. Coslet really standing out on defence here. Coslet's playing a great game. It's unusual to call our defenseman for having a great game and a 7-2 scoreline, but I'd have to say deserves the plaudits.
Oh, turnover. Here comes Howard. Shoots and scores!
All those years playing together, Paris Hyde really has Rick Parry's number. Knows where to put the puck to get it past him.
Yep, that's worth a few beers after the game. 2 goals on Rick Parry for Hyde tonight.
So let's work this out. What happens now? This is where you need the case study book about penalties. So the Admirals were on a power play. Then they went to even strength. Thunder have now scored. Typically that would mean the Admirals return their player, but that's not. I think because of the situation, we're going to remain at 4-on-4.
It looks to be that's the way it's going.
I think this is item. I don't read Roman numerals. XVII of the referee's case study book. We'll have to consult an expert in the stand later.
Paris Hyde with the Thunder's 3rd goal of the game, coming off a turnover deep in the Admirals zone.
Shot, puck out.
Nice presence from the D there in front of the goaltender to pick up the mess.
Big collision there in the centre ice. Gavois
gets a pass away.
Hyde now with the puck. What can Hyde do with the puck? Shoots. Saved by Parry.
Oh, and the Thunder player skating hard towards the goalie. Lost an edge and sort of slammed her into the pads of the goalie there. The Admirals not happy about that. Protecting the goalie at all costs. Rick Parry seems fine. Just took the skates on the pads there. He's probably had worse.
He did take exception to that, though. I saw him jump straight back up. So I don't think I think he's fine. I don't think he's happy.
Definitely. When is a goalkeeper happy, Aaron?
That's true.
You tell me. When is a goalkeeper ever happy?
Oh, I don't know.
If you ask any defenseman, they're never happy. Even if they blank the other team, there's always things to work on.
No, that's true. We're not happy. We're not happy people. As a race of people, we're weird and we're not happy.
Another opportunity for Hyde there.
Actually, I'll tell you when we're happy. When you're a backup goalie and you can store lollies in your glove, that's when you're happy.
Secrets of the trade, eh?
Yeah. In the NZIHL, you get to open and shut the gate. You get to meet a lot of people. A lot of new people, defensemen, people that don't normally talk to you. They should be, but they don't. So that's the only time you talk, when you're opening the gate. They call me a lot of things, 4 letters normally in their names. 11 minutes are remaining in the period, 11 seconds remaining in the Thunder's man advantage.
Score 7-3, exactly how it ended last night. The way these guys are going, though, I'm sure we'll see a few more goals.
Excuse me 1 second. One second remaining in the power play. Now we're back to even strength. What can the Thunder do here? Wilson taking the puck for a long walk. Shot from out high. Picked off there by Andy Hart. Andy Hart skates it in. Drops it off for Tyler Rooney. And we'll have offside. Referee looking. The linesman getting questioned there by Andy Hart about that offside.
No such thing as offside if you're a player. You were always where you wanted to be at exactly the right time, so plead your case.
Exactly right. Pass across ice. Spiller dumps it in. Covered up by Baracalsis.
Quite happy to cover that one.
10 minutes 20 remaining in the third period. McLeish. Puck, pass across ice. McLeish up, runs hard. Tyler Rooney now. Taylor Rooney. Puck goes out of play off the stick of John Baracalsis, so the face-off will be inside.
Thunder will want to finish this game strong here. It's 4 goals behind. Hockey's a funny game. Goals can come in quick succession if you can put the puck in the right place, so they're certainly not out of this game. Solid hit on the side there. Oh!
Wary.
Oliver just laid out Rawwoody there. Huge hit. I think this game's got more physical as it's gone on, Aaron.
It has. Both. Rawwoody took a big hit by Oliver after dishing out one of his own. Rawwoody just chips the puck into the Thunder bench. Oliver and Rawwoody just exchanging notes on hits there. You know, that's pretty good by you. What did you do? I bent my knees. Oh, yeah, no, so did I. What I do is I eye up the chest. Oh, well, actually, I kind of look at the nose. Oh, yeah, it's interesting. I imagine that's what the conversation went down like.
Pierre-Luc onto the ice. Probably one of the most physical players out there tonight.
A lot more hits been put out. Batani. Olivier clears the puck. Jackson picks it up. Toth now with the puck. Toth dumps it in. Batani. Devlin picks it up. Hyde chips it ahead. Picked up by Gavois. Gavois with the puck. Gavois puts it in front. Oh. Player tried the cannonball approach to scoring a goal.
That's twice now Rick Parry's had a player right inside. Oh, fanned on the pass.
Henderson, an opportunity there. Going back the other way now. we've got Pierre-Luc Coulomb just loses control of the puck as he was trying to get into the centre. We've got a penalty coming up on the play. I think we'll get one of the Admirals players going for holding the stick.
Good work from Pierre-Luc Coulomb there drawing the penalty, giving his team an opportunity to go to the power play, where they have been looking quite good tonight. Haven't got a power play goal, but they've been moving the puck quite well.
8 minutes 25 remaining in the period. There's a 4-goal deficit. Thunder probably want to start thinking about scoring now if they're hoping to even up or win this game. And they've got a good opportunity right in front.
Ooh, tried to wrap it around it, Greg Wilson.
All the guys are lining up for the face-off on the wrong side. Admirals win the draw, try to clear the zone. Olivia will go around and collect the puck. Olivia with the puck, chips it along the boards. Long clearance there by the Admirals, good forecheck. Toth just putting pressure on. Now Olivia skates it out. Olivia with the puck, Olivia shot. Saved by Parry. Olivia driven into the boards there. Admirals managed to get puck away, using the referee as a good weed. Now we've got something going on in the back of play. I was watching the play go forward.
I missed the back play there too. Looks like
referee's blown his whistle. It looks like McLeish is going to the bin.
No, he's straight onto the bench.
And Olivia is also.
Looks like it's going to be Easton Oliver there. Probably for interference by the way things are going down there. So that ruins the power play of the Thunder there. Only 40 seconds in.
We have another conference about it. We really need to get this conference centre built, Matt. Might want to get someone on the phone from Auckland, have a little chat. What's going on? Rick Parry's really struggling with that right pad tonight. This is about the 6th or 7th time I've seen him playing around with it. So it must be a 1 penalty just to Olivier. Is he on French extraction? Am I giving him too much mustard on the Olivier?
No, you're putting on a little bit of inflection there. It probably isn't really necessary considering he's from Texas.
Oh, so it's just Oliver.
It's probably just Oliver.
All right. I was just trying to class up the joint.
That's where we have Pierre-Luc Coulomb for that little bit of French flavour. French-Canadian, though.
So they've managed to take off. This penalty's not on the board here, so I don't know what's going on.
So it must have been coincidentals on that one. We've got Gareth McLeish for holding.
And Oliver as well. Andy Hart will dump it in. So Thunder retain their man advantage on this play due to the coincidentals. Berzines goes through. No tripping call, which the Thunder bench are looking for.
Yeah, Berzins really putting his arms up there after he fell to the ice.
Puck there goes through 2 of the Thunder players' sticks. Orr now with the puck. Orr skated in. Orr with the puck. Orr on the point there. Passes it. Berzines can't do so. Good forecheck there. Good disruption of play there by Taylor Rooney.
Thunder really struggling to get this power play under control at the moment.
Hyde tries to stop that puck there. Finds Kostler on the line. Huge hit there by the Admirals player, and he's going to go to the box for it. Blake Jackson there getting a boarding call. And I think probably rightly so.
Yeah, a violent push in the back there. Koslet throws his hands up as he reaches the Thunder bench. Wow, so it's not a long 5-on-3, but it's a 5-on-3.
5-on-3 for 13 seconds.
No, what? They're 5 on 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5 on 3.
No, it looks like one player's skating off. Yeah, they're just confused there. The Admirals, they're struggling to count to three.
Yep. No.
They're hockey players. They're not. Well, some of them might be scientists and mathematicians.
No, I don't know. Well, who have we got out there? Rick Parry is a small business loan officer for the BNZ. Justin Daigle runs a hockey clinic. Don't know what Batini does.
Maybe they just wanted to try and pull one over the ref's eyes.
Not sure what the Thunder players do for a living. I have a feeling that Kevin Yagawa is like doing a commerce degree. He probably should count to 3.
13 seconds. If they can win the draw, they're going to have a little bit of time here.
Devlin with the puck. Skates it in. Shot. Out wide. Rick Parry tucks it up. 4 seconds remaining on the 5 on 3.
Good positioning from Parry there. Really sort of telegraphed the pass out to his right-hand side. Slid across and really easy for him to get that one.
Admirals win the draw this time, so they'll manage to get the
Comes out
fourth
to
man onto the ice. They're out to 4. Yeah, they're out to 4 men. Wilson with the puck. Wilson skates, shoots, sucked up there by Rick Parry.
Couple of shots, but no rebounds for the players in close for the Thunder. Rick Parry, like a sponge, soaking those shots up.
So, Thunder has a man advantage for the next minute 34. Shot out wide by Devlin, sucked in there by Parry again. Probably a good thing he's doing so much maintenance on his pads. Seems to be doing wonders. I typically like to do my pad maintenance during the week as opposed to during the game, but each to their own.
Yeah, during the game is not the best time to be doing it, but it's working all right. This time he's padded one out to the corner.
Wilson with the puck. Loses control but regains it. Wilson there. Finds Devlin. Devlin sends it back to Wilson. Wilson in deep. Tries to pick it up. Was he trying the cross shot back there? I think he might have been. Attempted to pick it up behind the net, do the aerial wraparound. Dale Harrop skates it through, covered up by John Barracosis.
Coming through the middle with speed was Dale Harrop. Trying to split all 3 defensemen.
Well, I was actually trying to work out a bit of wordplay there because he did snow John there. Game of Thrones coming up, July. We're not on HBO yet, Matt, but if we were, we could be plugging the new show for the season. Someone didn't like what happened. There's a loud expletive from one of the benches. I hope you didn't pick that up online. Goslet, the puck.
45 seconds left on the power play for the Thunder.
Gavois skates it in. Gavois with the puck. Kept wide. Gavois skates it in. Shoots. Parry pushes it aside. Koslet. Koslet plays it. Goes to Hyde. Hyde goes in deep. Play comes out to Oliver. Oliver across to Koslet. Koslet to Hyde. Thunder just working that puck around. No one really getting a shot yet. Oliver in front. Hyde back in front. Gavois just really hooks
Great
that puck.
stick there. Gavois right in the middle of the ice with a great opportunity, but the defensive stick deflecting that puck well out of the play-eye arena. Movement around the top of the ice from the Thunder, but not able to get those opportunities for the big shots from the point. Admirals really covering those shots well. Back to even strength now.
Spiller with the puck. Spiller puts in a shot. Blocked there by Kinrad. Stephen Huish. Shot. Comes back out. Kinney. Looks like the Thunder are running their lower line. We've got a penalty on the play. Yeah, Luke Coulomb gets an interference call against Taylor Rooney. Like most hockey players, he looks unhappy about it.
Only 4 minutes remaining in this game. That's not what the Thunder wanted. Half of the games we played short-handed.
We did discuss earlier that the Thunder seem to score better on the shorthand, so maybe it's exactly what they wanted.
Maybe that's the game plan. They have got Paris Hyde on the ice. Probably one of the best skaters in New Zealand ice hockey.
Katane. Spiller. Anderson. Greg. Shot. Kept out there by the Thunder. Thunder tries to clear the zone. Can't do so. Oliver. Battling for the puck in the corner here. Katane. Anderson. Katane. Dyke. Anderson. Shot. No shot.
Here comes Paris.
Hyde going back the other way. What can Hyde do with the puck? Hyde passes across. Shot.
Oh.
Shoots wide there. Nice wee combination there by Hyde and Gavois. Hyde picks the puck up again. They have an offside call.
We talked about him. We talked about Paris being on the ice. He had an opportunity there, but defenseman was able to sort of break the two players up, forcing Paris to pass. The shot just a little bit wide from Gavois there. Minute left on the Admiral power play.
Wilson attempts to dump it. Picked up there by Harrop. But a hand pass against the Admirals there. Yep. Linesman just pulling out all of the kills before the end of the game, making sure they tick off linesman bingo at the hand pass. We've had offside. We haven't seen too many men yet, so if you've got that on your bingo card tonight, you're not looking too good. Harrop now with the puck. Puck goes out. Henderson, shot. Just trickles past the corner of the net there. Thunder got away with that one. Henderson shoots. Makes a funny bounce. Barakalis has got a piece of that. Henderson keeps it in the zone. Puck comes around to Blake Jackson, puts it in front, overskated by Ellis.
Admirals doing a great job of keeping this puck in the zone. Every time Thunder try and clear it.
I've seen a lot of Fraser Ellis on the ice tonight. Played for the Ice Blacks this year, and I saw on Facebook was part of a production in high school. It was a bit of an art piece, though I didn't quite get the concept. Shot.
Equal strength, and the Thunder have managed to get a clearance, get one change at least.
Andy Hart battling with the puck. Nice pass there by Wilson. Back to Devlin. Chips it up ahead. Ben Roth chasing after it. Picked up there by Dag. Almost player Andy Hart, they're just playing on the stomach.
Coming up to a minute left in this game. Admirals want to Finished with a bang.
Rick Parry drops the puck off for an Admirals teammate. Just pointing to tell everyone which way the Thunder goal was. It's that way, guys. Sandoy. Picked up by the Thunder. Devlin chips it ahead. Trying to find Hyde. Does so. Hyde drops it off for Kinraid. Puck tied up. Andy Hart picks it up. 20 seconds remaining. Hopkins now with the puck. Hopkins passes out ice. Kinney. Devlin, 10 seconds remaining. Good pressure there by the Admirals. Thunder keeping it out though. That's the end of the game, and I don't know if you've noticed this, Matt, but the train spotters out there, the scoreline has ended up exactly the same as we had last night.
You could almost watch this game and watch last night's game and be forgiven for thinking they were the same game.
Yeah, I know, maybe do we actually watch a game today, Matt? Maybe the players are just down at the pub and they've just put on a tape.
It was the second period that was the telling one again this game, with the Admirals taking charge in that second period, putting on a few goals that really stretched the lead out too much for the Thunder to come back from.
Yeah, I think that's right. The Thunder were even in that first, and I think that was the case last night. Even last night they came out ahead, and then that second period they get the shakes. I was talking to someone earlier. They have changed the lines in the game this year. They've moved the neutral zone to make it smaller, and that has made that second period change harder. But yeah, I have seen a movie, I think it's Speed, where you use a tape to make people think you're there when you're not really there. So perhaps everyone's just going down at the bar. But you know, great game tonight. Admirals really looking strong. I really like the look of this Admirals team. I don't think they've necessarily got superstars, but as a team, they look really strong together. In terms of Thunder, I think they can take a bit of heart in that first period performance. Their defense was looking pretty strong at points. They just need to start stringing that together longer.
Yep, yeah, good start for the season for the Admirals. 4 from 4 from them, and with quite convincing wins as well. So they'll be very happy with the way they've started the season. Thunder maybe not quite so happy with their first off performance, but certainly can be encouraged by their results and some of the players have been able to do.
All right, that's the end of the game for us. I'm Aaron Bryant.
I'm Matt Whiffen.
Thanks for joining us.